MK11's customization is a bit lacking in many areas. For one, the base characters are given 6 costumes with 10 colours each, with some characters getting more costumes added as DLC. The issue arises with the fact that the player can only make 5 customizations per character at a time. I want you to imagine a player creating 5 variations of Katana on launch: past, present, augmented, heavy armour, and Khameleon for fun. Now, in the month since launch, the game begins adding new skins. The player competes in Combat League and earns the Blood themed skin. They want to show off that they earned this skin. Unfortunately, they're already at the 5 skin limit and will have to replace one if they want to make use of this one they've earned. Then the same thing happens with the Human in Revenant costume skin in a later season, and again with the classic skin, and then with Catwoman. If the player wants to use these skins they've earned or, God forbid, bought, they have to get rid of some of the ones they already made, skins that definitely took many hours to unlock. Why does this game, which requires hours and hours of grinding or a premium price for new skins, only allow a player to use 5 at a time? Why is the limit so stringent? The only possible reasons I can think of are limited server space due to the game's always online nature, or a cynical plan to sell extra slots at a premium price later. This game is in desperate need of more slots if NetherRealm plan to continue adding skins. I've already had to get rid of one of my Cassies to make room for Cassie Quinn, and I'm never going to use the classic Cassie skin because I don't want to get rid of another. This needs addressing pronto. Now, another oddity with the game is that each costume has 10 colours and each gear slot has 10 of items each, but many of the most obvious options don't exist. Hopefully they aren't being planned for Combat League in the future. So let's go through each character in order and point out the many obvious absences and hope that someone at NetherRealm sees this and can get to work adding them. A lot of them will be costume pieces and colour schemes from previous games, so I won't include every single one, just the most prominent ones to me. Frost. Her masks from Deadly Alliance and MKX. A core with the dragon medallion design on the top. Jade, yellow as a nod to Tanya, a staff that isn't a giant glow stick, her deception glaive. Jax, if you're going to add a Revenant skin in Combat League, you should include his Revenant arms as well. Come on now. Johnny Cage. His MK2 look should have the black and red colour scheme that's traditionally been his second colour, as well as an MK1 nod. Also, paler blue shin guards and a white belt based on 2011. His tuxedo should have a blue suit and pink shirt option like the MK1 comic and his 2011 alternates. His Deadly Alliance sunglasses. No sunglasses like in story mode, and no, I don't care that he has animations surrounding them. His MK1 gauntlets and MKX gloves. A no belt buckle option for more accurate MK2 designs. Cabal, burnt skin with a full coat like in the mobile game, the actual classic hook swords. Kano, the MKX camo pants, cyber eyes, implant, and knife. None of that is in MK11. A human right eye. A cyber helmet since his Terminator skin is already stolen from Sector and Cyrax. Suhao's implant. Suhao's head. Katana. Melina's colours, obviously. Masks and fans from previous games. Kotal Khan, a deeper green body paint like in MKX. His MKX saw blade. Kung Lao, his default human form with a black top and blue pants like in MK2. Revenant without the extra armour in black and blue like MKX. His MKX hat and gauntlets. Liu Kang, classic in green like Hornbuckle. No bandana, again I know there are animations related to this but I don't care. MK2 and 3 wristbands. Nightwolf, the MK3 look should have a red jacket version based on Deception. A more classic Tomahawk as well. Noob Cybot, a blue and black colour scheme based on Sub-Zero. Noob especially needs more colours as his are all black, grey and muted tones. And where's the belt that turns Cybot into smoke? Raiden, Deadly Alliance and Deception hats. The actual amulet from 2011 and a no amulet option. Scorpion, his classic costume should have an orange colour scheme since that's traditionally his alternate colour. Also, the UMK3 design that past Scorpion was originally shown with in the announcement trailer, not only is it false advertising for that to be absent, but adding it for him would also make for new Noob and Sub-Zero skins, and it could be implemented for Shang Tsung so he can have UMK3 morphs instead of MK2. Shang Tsung, the MK1-ish robe outfit should have a purple version based on Shaolin monks. The movie costume should have the actual black top and pants he wears in the film. I have no idea where this purple and green stuff came from. I found this article which shows the black version as a promo, so did it change? Is this a mod? What happened? Also, maybe a ninja costume he can wear at all times. Shao Kahn. The 2 helmets from Deception are obvious choices. And no helmet. Sindel. Her Deception Quan Dao. Scarlet. Her original dagger. Sonya Blade. Her default costume is already a blue recolor of her MKX costume, but there's no black colour to represent that version. Terminator. The T3 Star Shades. Come on guys, this one is obvious. Also, since Liu Kang and Kung Lao use Osh-Tech disguises during the story and those models exist, I see no reason for them to not be usable. You could make an Osh-Tech Jade skin and release them as a set. And why is it that when using tournament settings we're stuck using either randomized skins assigned to the preset tournament moveset, or just a default skin with the same moveset, instead of at least being able to select the customized designs we made ourselves? I'm also led to believe that online competitive and tournament play limits you to just a costume in your first variation and no way to use your customized movesets. For a game built around unlocking things to customize your characters with, it really doesn't seem to want you to use any of it. Also, why can we not customize taunts and brutality poses? I like to have themes for my variations and would like to be able to limit fire usage for Hanzo, or maybe limit Kotal to animality stuff for that variation. Also, I tried to make the versions of the characters that show up in the story mode based on their story mode movesets, but that immediately went down the drain when I found that Cassie Cage has 4 of her optional moves in story mode, which isn't possible with normal customization. It would be nice if we could have that, maybe like the Shang Tsung All Ninjas moves, which gives him the 4 ninja moves and swaps out a few of his normal moves. That would be nice. What would also be nice is the option to just buy skins, icons, gear and consumables with gold. Since I've got so much of it, the game stopped counting it weeks ago. And when is that third augment slot planned for activation? You don't list a freshly fertilized egg as a baby that's coming soon, so why do the same for an augment slot that's at least as far away from availability? The customization in this game has some serious issues and obvious absences, and I think these issues will need fixing if the game really is going to be supported longer than the average NetherRealm game, as people keep insisting. Hopefully someone at NetherRealm will see this and they can address it in the next patch, and that they can get Spawn's alternate colours from Soul Calibur 2, Shoelace Face and Batarang Face in there as well. If you liked this video, why not subscribe and support me on Patreon like these fine people here? If not, then make sure to share it with your enemies so they can suffer along with you. Today's recommended video is Mortal Kombat 11 5 skins/costumes we need for DLC by Brusque Poet. His video somewhat inspired me to talk about the customization, and Brusque himself was a huge help in pointing out stuff related to online play since I don't play online. Are you mad? I would immediately die in real life.